All right, this is file number 25.
Sir,
Oops, thank you, Michelle. 25-64SD, People versus Julian Ellsworth Marquez. Mr. Marquez was originally given a ticket for operating while intoxicated on US 130 or Lutz Road and Roy's Road. The case was dismissed, and it was reauthorized as operating with a high blood alcohol level. And I think there's a refusing a PBT charge floating around somewhere. This occurred a year ago, January 11th of 2025. The charge is operating with a high blood alcohol level, which is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 180 days in jail, a fine of up to $700. It requires the suspension of your driving privileges, carries 6 points. There is a lesser charge known as operating while intoxicated. That's the next step down. That's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. Does carry 6 points. It requires your license be suspended also. That was the plea offer. Your lawyer inquired as to whether you would be eligible for sobriety court. It's interesting to me that you were willing to think maybe that might be a good fit for your circumstance, acknowledging that maybe there's an issue here. Problem is, in order to be in sobriety court by our rules and the state rules, you have to have at least 2 previous convictions. So everybody that is in there has 2. We've had somebody in there that's had as many as 9. Got somebody in there right now that's had 5. But you're not eligible for sobriety court, even if I thought you'd be a good fit. So have you discussed the plea offer with your lawyer?
So yes, we have discussed the plea offer. It's my understanding he was going to accept the plea offer, but as far as sobriety court, I guess just so I can get clear on he says he's got 1 prior OWI conviction, but you're saying he has to have 2 prior?
No, you have 1 prior?
He says he has 1, that he was on probation for it.
No,
Oh,
I got
you're on
sentenced.
probation now.
No, I got sentenced. I never got put on probation for it.
All right, let me look, because it doesn't show up, because you and I have met each other a few times, so let's take a look at it. How old are you?
22.
That's always an issue if people are mature enough to be in sobriety court. But no, he doesn't need more than 2, but I think he got a couple in short order. And I kind of read him the riot act. Plus you got a lot of unpaid fines. Holy smokes. All right, including that one. Yeah, he does have a prior offense. I don't think he's charged as a prior offense. This case occurred in January, and the new case occurred in April. He was charged with this in January. The case got dismissed because the prosecutor, I think, was waiting for laboratory reports or other things. He got arrested in April. No, the offense happened in April. He got charged in June, and then he got arrested on this old case in August. So this is actually the first in time. And so he's not charged as a second offense, but you do have 2 offenses. So that would make you eligible for sobriety court. I can't tell you at this point whether you're eligible or whether we'd accept it. But it is a possibility. This one doesn't show up on your driving record because of the way everything shook out. Perhaps if the original charge had stuck, we'd have had a handle on you in January, but as it turns out, it got dismissed and not reauthorized until August, after you already got arrested again. So you are eligible for sobriety court consideration. There's no guarantee that you would get in, but I will represent that I would at least consider it. Thank you, Mr. Gibson. With that understanding, are you willing to enter a plea in this case?
Yeah.
We've had mixed success with young people who maybe aren't ready to make a change, but we have tried it. Other than this plea agreement where they're reducing the charge, did anybody promise you anything to get you to plead to this
No.
or threaten you?
No.
All right, this particular one, you're on the country, you're out at Roy's Road and Lutz Road, I think, at about 7 o'clock in the morning, which meant it was a long night. Where were you going?
Home.
From where?
From Sturgis.
What were you drinking?
We drink, bottle,
What?
a bottle of liquor,
Or what kind?
Jim Beam.
Now, January 11th of last year was a Friday night into Saturday morning. Were you drinking at a friend's house?
Yeah,
You acknowledge then that you fell asleep in the middle of the intersection?
yeah.
Oh, boy. All right, you were 0.186. I think you're on our radar. We did discuss it a little bit yesterday. You're gonna have to get an assessment and do some other things. And you're not on probation. I can't remember who did your earlier screening report.
It was, Mr. Frazen.
All right. Now, are you working someplace?
Yeah,
Where is that?
the American Millwork. It's in Elkhart.
Are you all kinds of money?
Yeah. I have a monthly payment on it.
So you have an installment payment? All right, well, that's a plus. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cases that you're paying on. You made your last payment 12/7. All right, let's pick a date for sentencing here. Now, it's a condition of your bond that you not drink any alcohol, you understand? Or use any marijuana. So when I see you next, I'm probably gonna do a test. You've always been very polite and respectful. Your mom's here with you. She doesn't want to wake up with the state police at her door one morning telling them you hit a tree. I don't either. I'm gonna continue this to March 9th, 11 a.m. Let's take this form out to the counter. All right, I don't want you to get in any more trouble or read about something terrible in the newspapers. I want you to not get any more trouble till I see you when we do the sentencing in March. All right, Mr. Marquez, you're good to go. Mr. Kuhn, why don't you come up and have a seat? Our next customer is Ashton James Kuhn. Mr. Kuhn was arrested for operating while intoxicated in file number 241568. In that case, he is on probation for operating while intoxicated. His attorney in that matter is Tim George, and his probation officer is Daniel Frazen. That matter was set for a probation violation hearing today at the same time as his new case. The new case, it's alleged that on June 17th in the city of Three Rivers that he was operating while intoxicated. This is another young man that got 2 drunk drivings in short order. And this one is charged as a second offense. Abigail Stoll is here on behalf of the prosecution. Ms. Stoll, is there a plea offer in this case?
There is, Your Honor. In exchange for guilty plea to OWI first, the people would dismiss the OWI second and the open container.
Now, we didn't get very heavily into this, but Mr. Kuhn, Mr. Gibson indicated you wanted to discuss having a new attorney appointed to represent you.
No.
Oh, you're fine with that?
Yes, sir.
All right, what do you wish to do on this case?
Just as she says.
What's that?
Just as she says.
Accept the plea offer?
Yeah. May I ask her for rephrase?
Say that again?
May I ask her for her to rephrase? To rephrase?
Okay, I'll try to rephrase. You're charged with operating, that's a fair question. That was on me more than her. You're charged with operating while intoxicated, second offense. That's punishable by up to a year in jail and a fine of up to $1,000. You're also charged with having open intoxicants in a motor vehicle, which is punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $100. She's offering to dismiss that case, which will save you at least $200. They're offering to reduce the operating while intoxicated second offense to a first offense. That's punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. Carries 6 points on your driving record and requires that your license be suspended. If you do plead to that charge, it would be a violation of your probation because you were on probation on an earlier case at the time this second incident occurred in June of 2025. So that was her plea offer, reduce the charge from a 1-year offense to a 93-day offense and dismiss the open intoxicants. Are you willing to do that? Or you want me to set up for something further?
I approve. Yes,
Are you gonna plead guilty to operating while intoxicated?
forgive me, kind of confused.
All right, well, you and I have talked a number of times. I'll try to be as straightforward as I can.
Your Honor, may I just, I do wish to note that I did indicate to the defendant that if he's convicted of another OWI offense, that he most likely will get a revoked driver's license from the Secretary of State, because this would have been his second within 7 years.
That is also true. Now, if you do plead to this, it would also be a violation of your probation. I don't know what to do with you. You and I have had multiple discussions about life and your circumstance. But if you do plead to this, I'm gonna get a pre-sentence investigation, a screening report, try to figure out what to do and what the appropriate sentence is for both of these cases. You would also be eligible for sobriety court, but I don't think you're ready for it. I'm not sure Mr. Marquez is either. I mean, theoretically, you'd be eligible for it. If you did do sobriety court, it would allow you to get a interlock device on your car, but I've got some reservations about it. If you plead guilty to operating while intoxicated here this afternoon, I'll set the matter for sentencing on the same date as the case I just did, March 9th. In the meantime, we'll get more information and try to figure out what to do with your cases. If you plead not guilty, I'll set it for a jury trial, probably about the same time in March of this year, 2026.
I approve of that one.
All right. Anybody threaten you to get you to plead to this?
No,
Or
no,
promise you anything?
no, I approve of this.
All right. You're a thoughtful young man, but you've got some other things going on. Are you still living in your truck? So
Everything that I've
someone
had,
stole your house out from under you?
yep, all my clothes, my truck, my dog's collar, my dog's paperwork.
So where are you staying?
At the moment, I slept outside last night and God took care of us very well, so.
Oh my.
yeah.
You're not welcome back at your parents at Hutchinson Road?
No, or I'm more pleased to be out in freedom than by myself to practice.
Are
my-
you still with your girlfriend?
Negative, no.
We're gonna try to address, from where was your vehicle stolen?
So I contacted St. Joseph County. They all know about it and
Was it parked when it
Noah's
was?
Lake.
What?
Where I had it towed out to Noah's Lake and it was stolen from out there, where I took refuge in Figure 8 Motel for about 2 weeks to warm up, to relax, because my truck had a blown motor and there was water in it, so it couldn't run. So we had to get it towed out from where it was. So yeah, it's been,
Well, we got a lot to deal with here.
yeah.
All right. You heard me go through the advice of rights just a minute ago. Do you understand you have those same rights?
Yes,
There won't be a trial if you enter this plea.
and yes, can I get the last statement restated, clarification?
I'll just repeat the whole thing. Do you understand if you do plead to this charge, you'll be giving up your right to have a trial in front of a judge or jury. There will not be a trial. If you had a trial, you'd have the right to be represented by your lawyer, Mr. Gibson, or you could hire a lawyer of your own choosing. If you had a trial, you'd have the right to take the witness stand and testify on your own behalf. But you don't have to, because you have a right not to testify. And if you did not wish to testify, the judge or jury could not hold your silence against you. And this is important. You have the right to be presumed innocent unless they were able to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. This plea would also acknowledge a violation of your probation, where you were not to get arrested on a new charge or have any alcohol. Do you understand?
I'd like to have a right to do base trial.
All right, so you'd like to have a jury trial?
Yes, sir.
All right, that means everything we just did, we didn't accomplish anything. All right. I'm gonna set this for jury trial for March 18th. I'll give you a notice right here, because you're kind of hard to find. You generally make your court dates, but I've been concerned about you freezing to death out there. Laura, I think I'm out of court notices. I don't have any. I'll set this for jury trial. for March 18th at 8:15. That ought to get me through the rest of the day. Wednesday, March 18th, 2026. I'm still getting used to writing that at 8:15. Proceed. Trial by jury. Charges will be operating while intoxicated, second offense and possession of open intoxicants. This is the case where you were driving your truck around and doing donuts in the parking lot of the Old Three Rivers Hospital late at night, which tends to call your attention to the police. They gave you a breath test. The result was 0.18. And then you took the other tests and they were 0.16 and 1.5, which is 2 times the legal limit. This case may not be that difficult for the prosecutor to prove, but you are entitled to have a jury trial. It will be not on the reduced charge, but on a 1-year misdemeanor and the open intox. I guess parties can continue to discuss this. Give that to Mr. Kuhn if you would. Witness and exhibit lists are due in 21 days. You showed up for court. Does your lawyer have a way to get a hold of you?
That's for him to answer.
All
I
right,
think
well,
I'm gonna ask him to call me maybe in about a month or something, and then hopefully he'll have contact information.
all right, well, do you get mail through your parents'
Negative.
address?
They are not acquainted with my lifestyle,
All right. Who brought you here today?
myself.
You're just here for moral support?
Yes, sir.
Well, everybody needs a friend. All right, you stay in contact with your lawyer. If you don't, we need to have contact before you just show up on March 18th. There could continue to be discussion of settlement in the case. As I said, if I was a prosecutor, I would ask to be able to try this case. But we'll see where we go. The probation violation that was set for today is adjourned. I will also re-adjourn that until after March 18th. All right, Mr. Kuhn, stay in contact with your lawyer. Don't get any more trouble. I'm very concerned about you freezing to death out there. You still got your dog?
See, yes.
Your dog speaks Spanish?
No, it's just we've been in my Spanish room for about 5 years.
All right,
Yeah.
all right, you're good to go.
Thank you, good sir. God bless you guys.
That's the,
His father.
yeah, I don't know, what do you want me to give you this and
He's
then
not as
call me, try to call me maybe
This guy is?
before,
Yes.
like a month
Oh, okay.
before?
Is it?
Because I don't know how to, we want to talk before the trial, so I would say to call me, like,
He doesn't know
Yes.
say
that
call me in February.
has
Call-
anything to do with the case, but he
Um,
thought you should know.
All right,
Call
thank you.
by March.
Okay, I'm gonna hold on to this. I mentioned that the defendant has some other struggles, mental health struggles.
Beg your pardon, for I am a saint of God, I am a saint of God, so I do have every practice of religious right to practice my religion, which I'm an Orthodox saint. So I work on paradigms, so I am not free to obligate somebody else to stand for me, for they do not align to my lifestyle. So
All right,
I'm
well, we were
paradigm
doing
saint
pretty
protected.
good. I think the wheels might be falling off here. There was a concern earlier about your mental status,
Saint,
your ability to have a jury
saint of
trial.
God.
All right, well, if you're a saint of God, quit getting arrested for drunk driving. Maybe that
Yes,
would
sir.
improve your status. We may have to stay on top of that issue regarding potential competency. All right, you're good to go.
Thank you. Let's guys.
I got your note. All right, Abigail, thanks for your help. I'm
I
gonna,
got Argos.
oh yeah, we got to do Mr. Argo's sentence. Yes,
Sir,
Hello, how are you doing today?
thanks for reminding me, Michelle. All right, I am concerned about Mr. Coon's state of mind. We were doing pretty well right up until the end. This is sentencing in the matter of People versus Robert Brantley Argo. That's you, sir? You're Robert Argo?
Yes, yes,
Of
sir.
course, I know who you are, but I
Yeah.
have to, I didn't forget who you
Yeah,
are, but I gotta establish for the record who you are.
Yeah.
You're here with your lawyer, Mr. Paul Gibson. You pled guilty on a charge of domestic assault, second offense. You pled no contest because you didn't have clear recollection of what happened. Matter was set for sentencing today. The complaining witness was Charles Snyder, who was a guy living at the same place you were out on Haynes Road. As of today, you've been in custody for 32 days. Mr. Gibson, what would you like me to know?
The defendant will turn 65 years old later this month, and I believe that the jail time here has sent a message to the defendant that he can't continue with this type of behavior. And if drinking leads him to this type of behavior, then he definitely needs to stop drinking. So I think the defendant, when in my communications with the defendant, he's always been very polite, respectful. So, I believe that when the defendant is sober, he's definitely a law-abiding citizen who can follow direction. So I think that alcohol was obviously the problem here. And so I'm asking the court to sentence the defendant for credit for time served. I believe the jail time has sent a message to him. Thank you.
All right. Well, it never did before. Ms. Stoll, what's your input here?
Thank you, Your Honor. The defendant has a history of assaultive crime convictions. He has an aggravated assault conviction from 2005, an A and B from 2005, an A and B from 2006, and a domestic violence conviction from 2018. It's my understanding that the victim had only been living with the defendant for a few months on the night of the incident. But according to the victim, he had a cut on his lip and he'd been punched several times. This was all after the defendant had been drinking, so it's clear that he likely has an alcohol problem. I'm not sure how long he's been in custody, but I believe 10 days jail is appropriate, as well as probation with the condition that he be prohibited from using alcohol or drugs.
Thank you. Mr. Argo, what do you want me to know?
I know if I drink liquor, it's a no-no. I know that, but what made me drink was I was pretty mad. I went downstairs and my closet was empty. The only thing hanging there was a few hangers. And I was just immediately mad. So I just went out in the lean-to have a cigarette, and I guess a couple drinks, which didn't help any. But I guess I talked to Shannon on the phone. She says I got the wrong guy. And I'm sorry for that.
The guy you punched wasn't even the guy that did it.
But he was right there. In order to go upstairs, you have to almost go through his room. So whoever did it, he knew about it and let him do it. So I'm still sorry for what I did. As far as drinking, I can drink beer all day long. It's just when I get all that liquor, it's just no good on me.
Well, one problem is you do drink beer all day long.
Well, I don't drink all the time. I've been staying at home, except for I had to go and get some stovepipe. We were putting a stove in the barn, and I got a water dish, one of them electric water dishes for the cats out in the barn.
Where are you gonna go when you get out?
That's the problem right now. I don't know.
Well, you and I go
have to
back a long ways. I'm a few years older than you are, but we were both much younger.
Yeah.
I started in the prosecutor's office in 1980, and I took over as prosecutor in 1989, and that's when you and I first met with a drunk driving charge in 1989. You have 9 or 10 previous assault convictions. 1992, resisting and obstructing assault and battery.
I'm sorry to interrupt you if I am. I wasn't guilty on all of them. A lot of them I plead guilty just to get it out of it, get it done. It's to me, I don't call police on anybody. But it's always the first one to make a phone call is innocent all the time.
Well, your problem is you're a mean drunk. You're not guilty of these 10 assault charges going back 30 years.
Right.
Assault with a dangerous weapon, 054473.
What was
That was bound over to circuit court. You got sent up to Judge Noecker. You got 42 days in jail. 055555, domestic violence and assault and battery. You pled to domestic violence, you got 12 days jail. 2006, 3896 SM, aggravated assault. You pled to assault and battery, you got probation, which failed. 2014, 141168, assault and battery, you pled to disturbing the peace. 181756, you pled to aggravated domestic assault, you pled to domestic violence, you got 60 days. 2024, 242005, you were charged with domestic violence, pled to disturbing the peace, and it was reduced. 1990, and then the old spouse abuse statute, you actually got a deferral And then in 96, there was a disorderly drunk. This guy, you knocked his teeth out, you punch him in the face 5 times,
But
he's
this guy,
drinking vodka in a lean-to. And
oh, Joe,
he says, I've lost sleep and hear every noise in the house. Everyone watches me carefully and my anxiety is out of control. He cut the inside of my mouth and my bottom 2 teeth were knocked out.
no,
That's what it says here. He
Wow.
broke pictures and glass because all he does is drink vodka, which makes him mean as hell. This man has a huge drinking problem. He's mean too. He needs to be in in-house rehab to get sober, a year in jail, plus 4 years probation.
so now he's a judge too?
Well, this is just his recommendation. I'm the judge. But let's assume that he was the wrong guy.
Like I said, I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm
so
sorry.
I punch you in the face 5 times and knock your teeth out.
I wasn't counting. I don't know who could be,
All right.
or who would be.
But I don't know whether Shannon's gonna let you come back in there.
She says, probably not with Joe there, Joe.
Yeah, they
Judge
call him
Joe.
Joe.
But I'm getting too old for this stuff anyway. Yeah.
You are, you're killing your, I said that you were a handsome young man. The girls used to follow you around. Now they step aside.
I don't, I can't, I just don't. I'm a good guy, though, I know that.
Well,
I respect people.
yes, but you're right. Alcohol is your Achilles heel.
Yeah.
Every one of these involves alcohol.
I agree.
I'm gonna try to figure out a place to put you when you get out. 60 days, credit 32,
Thank you, Honor.
not a year.
Thank you, Honor.
28 days to serve. Fine is 0. You don't have any money. You owe money as it is. $75 crime victims' rights fee and a $50 state minimum fee, $125 for 2 additional days. Plus it's cold out.
Yes, sir.
Gotta give you someplace to stay rather than freezing to death on the front steps of the jail. But I'll see if our wonderful jail liaison Lauren can maybe find a place for you to go. I'm not gonna do a probation. I'm gonna see if you're just gonna finish this time and get out. I'll try to find a place to put you.
I've been having a lot of problems with my health, so if you.
Well,
He's had a hard
he's
time
right.
coming with the
You're
yours.
65, you're still smoking and you're still drinking vodka out of the bottle.
That's
That's
what I've
killing
been, I've been trying to quit. I had a patch on my arm when I come in that night. Trying to quit smoking.
I'll give you, Judge McManus thought maybe people could go cold turkey at the jail, but almost to a person, they'd walk out and the first thing they do when they stepped out the door is light up a cigarette.
That's what I want right now. I
Yeah.
get nervous, I want a cigarette.
All right.
I've been turning to, which I never really did, was marijuana. When I want a cigarette, I light up.
I
marijuana.
don't know if that's a solution.
I don't
I
know.
remember when you were a kid working out at the lumber yard and you would help me with stuff and
I remember out in your backyard, I see, remember?
mhm.
We were putting a seawall in. the
Yeah,
corner
you
there.
You worked with Mr. Parr and Mr. Lavador and did construction at my house. Yeah, you are a good guy, but you're a mean drunk. And so let's see if we can find a place to put you. All right, you're good to go.
So you saying 60 days?
60 days, credit 32, leaves 28 minus good time, which will be about 18 more days.
All right,
And see if they can find a place for you to go.
thank you.
All right, I hope so. All right, that's the end result of 40 years of smoking and drinking. And we see these young guys today and it's like, how you're gonna end up. As I said, he was a very handsome young man and a personable guy, but he's got a assaultive streak. All right, we'll end our process and stop the live stream.